Hi guys, I'm in my sewing closet with the girls. Okay, this is going to be a quick video. It's just for inspiration. You're thinking of wanting to, whip something up. Okay, so right here we have a quilt. It's called a quilt top, okay? All right. It's about 4.5 feet tall. And wide, it's probably about 3.5 feet wide. Okay, so what we'll do, so you can see it better, sorry about the jiggling camera. I'm not a professional by any means. Okay, so there you go. It's going to be a baby quilt. It's a little bit smaller than a twin size, but what you can do is you can increase whatever you border it with. Remember, everything is something in the middle and something framing it. Okay, and then we'll have batting and a back to it. So how I arrived at this is, in all my midnight insomnia, I just sit sewing. I just make a bunch of what they call quilt blocks. You don't have to quilt with them, you can sew with them. Okay, and I have these in here too. Made a few in here. That's a whole pile of them. Okay, and I just basically just keep putting them together. Okay, you can also plan it, and which I have a set over here planned already, a couple of them, what I call kits. Got some more over there. Okay, so you could use any number, put them together, always sewing face to face, and turn it back out. Okay, so I kind of ended up with a bunch of something similar. All right, and I just attached, this is just sheets. The white is just a sheet. Okay, I just cut pieces out of a sheet and of course sewed it face to face, and that's what I got. And as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of them. And so what I did was I just started sewing them together, and I came up with 2 rows in between, and then see, it's 2 rows each one, and then I just put a piece of sheet material. It's just white sheet, okay? Just a long, what they call sashing. It's called sashing, I guess. It means it goes in between your rows. So I've got sets of 2 and sashing, sets of 2, sashing, and another set of 2. And of course you could keep going, make this any big as you want, or even wider, It's very easy to widen it or lengthen it, okay? So this is ready to have a border. So what you do is you take your strips, and what I did was I took 4, and you just, of course, and I sewed this one wrong, but it was just for demonstration. You just put them face to face, sew straight down, and usually when you buy these strips, they come about 42 inches long. So I put 4 together, just like that. And then what I did was, I don't have all those fancy cutters. I do have a handy dandy Lego block, and it's measured 2.5. Okay, it's a 5-inch block, so I know half of it is 2.5. All right, this might not work with me just doing one hand. Okay, guess where I got these? I got a whole bunch of them from the dollar store. Okay, and that will actually even cut on this plastic table. So you just cut a whole bunch of them, okay? However many rows you sew together. Like I said, I did 4 because I like the variation. And, just keep cutting, okay? And then you're going to put them on the sewing machine. Oops. And 2 at a time, okay? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's called chain piecing. You do 2, stop. Don't cut your thread. Do 2 more. Do that. Okay. 2 more, 2 more, 2. You go. So 2, and put 2 more, and 2 more, and 2 more. It's called chain piecing. My world changed. My sewing world changed when I learned that, okay? These are the best little cutters. Look at that. Right from the dollar store. So you just keep putting them 2 by 2 by 2. And when you're done with those, you cut them apart. And you just then start attaching those. And just keep attaching everything as you sew it. And eventually you're going to come up with a few long strings. You see this was 4. You see the difference? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the different? It was 4 strips. I cut them. I sewed them together, and then like that. I cut. Okay, and then I sewed them together, chain piecing, and then I went ahead and sewed all those pieces together. Pretty quick progress. And so what you're going to do with this now is it's going to go, sorry, I'm in my closet, don't mind the clothes. What you're going to do is, and pick the strips that you got more of the same in case you have to make more. All right, because I didn't measure it. I may have to make more. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to pin it. Or at least put it on there just to make sure that I have enough to see if I have to make any more, or I might want to make the ones that go along the top totally different color, pattern, whatever. So this will go on here face to face. Remember, always face to face, and flip it over, and it makes the cutest, prettiest border. I'm borrowing Jack's stroller here. And so once you get that on, look at there, okay? That's going to go all the way around the whole top of whatever this thing is. Quilt top, I guess. Okay, and once you're all done with that, you're going to take your batting and cut it the same size. And then cut a piece of fabric that's going to be the back of it. And don't worry about sewing them face to face and all that and flipping them inside out like a pillowcase. Just go ahead and make a sandwich. So you'll have your top and your batting or stuffing. I've used pillow stuffing, and I just pull it apart, put it on there. You can actually even use a little Elmer's glue when you go to put your batting or stuffing on. It works perfectly fine, and it washes out. So no big deal. It's not enough to bother your needle. So that's what you make a sandwich. You have your backing fabric, your batting, and your top. And you cut them all the same. That's as simple as keep it simple, stupid. Okay? I always tell myself that. Keep it simple. And then you sew all that together. It's a sandwich, a quilt sandwich. And then to make the border is you go back and you get your strips again, not any that you've cut or sewn. And you're going to fold them in half like that. And that is going to go raw edge to raw edge. And you'll sew all the way around. That's going to be your binding, okay? You flip it over and sew it to the other side. And I'll show you once this is all completely done, which isn't going to be tonight. But that is going to make your binding all the way around, and that is the easiest way to do it without trying to turn it inside out and all that good stuff, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gives you some inspiration. This is not difficult to do. I can't sleep much at night. I got to be up anyway, and then I just have too much coffee. So I will show you once it's all completed. Just want you to feel inspired. It's not rocket science. You don't have to have a bunch of special tools. As you see, I have a rotary cutter from the dollar store, and you don't even have to have that. You just need a good pair of scissors. I usually cut everything with scissors, okay? Whatever works for you, and you don't need my permission. So, you see, that's going to be real pretty. It's going to be a pretty border. And I'll put a video up once it's all completed. All right, so be inspired. Create.